Welcome back to the Unsearching Series, the Black Screen podcast. Today I want to invite you to explore perspective, the lens that shapes how we see life. The world outside may not change, yet the way we choose to see it transforms everything. So take a breath, settle in, and let us open the lens together. Part 1. The Hidden Architect of Reality. Our reality is not shaped by what happens to us. It is shaped by how we see what happens to us. The difference between peace and despair, growth and defeat, is rarely the event itself. It is the interpretation, the story we give it, the lens through which it passes before entering the heart. Two people can walk through the same fire, one emerging with scars that define them as broken, the other carrying embers that ignite a new strength. The event was the same. The perspective was different. Perspective is the silent architect of experience. It colors every memory we hold and every decision we make. It whispers when we are not paying attention, shaping meaning in ways we may not even realize. And yet, what makes perspective powerful is that it is not permanent. It can change. It can soften. It can open. The lens through which we see the world is not fixed glass. It is a living filter, and we hold the power to exchange it for a clearer one. Part 2. The lens we see through. Imagine placing on your eyes a pair of heavy, dark lenses. Suddenly, the world feels muted. Even the brightest day loses its brilliance. Then imagine sliding them off and replacing them with clear glass. Nothing in the world outside changed, yet everything looks different. This is perspective. Each of us carries lenses shaped by childhood memories, by belief systems handed down to us, by the emotions we carry in our bodies. We do not see reality as it is. We see it as we are. One person interprets a challenge as a punishment, while another receives the same challenge as an initiation into strength. One interprets rejection as proof of unworthiness, while another recognizes it as redirection. A rainy day appears dreary to one person and peaceful to another. The rain did not change, only the lens did. Modern neuroscience reveals that the brain is not a passive recorder of events. It is a prediction machine. It constantly filters information, discards most of it, and keeps only what aligns with the story we already believe. This is why two people can stand in the same room, hear the same words, and walk away with entirely different memories. Reality is bent by perspective, long before we consciously think about it. Part 3. How perspective shapes our reality. Our perspective does not only change what we see, it changes who we become. Thoughts spark emotions. Emotions influence actions, and actions create the life we live. A shift at the level of perspective, therefore, alters the entire chain of experience. Challenges arrive in every life. Whether they break us or build us depends on the lens we bring to them. A fixed perspective sees them as unfair blocks in the road. A growth perspective sees them as stepping stones. When the mind asks, "Why is this happening to me?" it contracts. When it asks, "What is this teaching me?" it expands. That single shift transforms suffering into initiation. Relationships, too, are shaped by perspective. If I believe people cannot be trusted, my mind will unconsciously collect evidence to prove myself right. If I believe others are capable of goodness, I will notice moments of kindness that would have otherwise gone unseen. The truth of another person becomes filtered through the expectation I carry. This is why compassion is so powerful. By shifting perspective toward understanding, we uncover dimensions of people that a harsher lens could never reveal. And what of happiness? It is never a condition of perfect circumstances. It is a condition of perspective. One person may hold abundance in their hands, yet feel only emptiness, while another holds very little, yet radiates gratitude. The outer world is never enough to explain the inner state. The difference lies in what is chosen as the focus of attention. Where attention goes, emotion follows. Part 4. The science of shifting the lens. For most of us, perspective feels automatic. Yet discoveries in neuroscience reveal that the brain is plastic. It is constantly rewiring itself according to repeated patterns of thought and emotion. Every time we tell ourselves the same story, we carve a deeper groove. Every time we shift the story, we create a new path. When we pause before reacting, we interrupt the old pattern. When we ask, "Is there another way to see this?" we begin to fire different networks of neurons. And when we consistently choose new interpretations, the brain reorganizes itself around the new perspective. The story becomes not only psychological, but biological. Cells, chemicals, and neural circuits begin to align with the new lens. This is why reframing is so powerful. A mistake becomes not a final failure, but a step in the unfolding of growth. A setback becomes not an end, but an initiation into resilience. The words we use in our inner dialogue do not only describe reality, they build it. The brain responds to language as if it were real. When we shift our language from limitation to possibility, the body and mind align with expansion. Part 5. Expanding beyond the self. Perspective also grows when we step outside of our usual vantage point. Imagine viewing your current challenge through the eyes of your wiser future self. The fear that feels overwhelming today may appear as a small stone from that higher vantage. Or imagine standing in the shoes of someone else entirely, feeling the same moment through their emotions. Suddenly, the meaning of the event changes. Energy research confirms what mystics have always known. The body broadcasts the frequency of perspective. Anger and fear constrict the field around us, while gratitude and love expand it. Others feel this field even if words are not spoken. Shifting perspective therefore changes not only our inner state, but the atmosphere we radiate into the collective. This is why seeking out diverse viewpoints is transformative. Reading, listening, traveling, encountering ways of life beyond our own, challenges the brain to release its rigid filters. Each new perspective encountered becomes another lens available to us. We grow more flexible, more compassionate, more creative in our interpretations. The wider the lens, the more possibilities appear. Part 6. Gratitude and the unknown. Among all practices, gratitude stands as one of the simplest and most powerful tools for shifting perspective. It trains the mind to notice what is present rather than what is lacking. It rewires neural circuits toward abundance. It gently turns the gaze from absence to presence, from loss to what remains, from despair to the quiet gifts scattered through even the hardest days. And then there is the unknown. Many of us cling to certainty because perspective feels safer when it is fixed. Yet life refuses to remain fixed. It bends, twists, and turns. If we see the unexpected as threat, our world shrinks. If we see it as possibility, our world expands. Letting go of certainty does not mean surrendering to chaos. It means trusting that even the path we did not choose may still hold treasures. The unknown becomes not a void, but an open field of new beginnings. Part 7. The power is in your hands. Perspective is the foundation of reality. Circumstances rise and fall, but the lens through which we meet them is always within our command. Nothing outside us has to change for us to feel greater peace, greater joy, greater meaning. The power lies in the simple act of choosing how to see. The next time life presents a challenge, pause, breathe, ask, "How else can I see this?" That one question loosens the grip of old programming. It opens the door to a new possibility. And if you walk through it, the entire landscape of your life may begin to look different. Perspective does not wait for the world to change. It waits for us to choose, and in that choice lies the freedom to create a reality that reflects who we truly are. To conclude, perspective is the hidden brush that paints our days. The world does not need to bend for us to find peace, for peace begins in the way we look upon it. Joy arrives when we choose to see with new eyes. Thank you for being part of the Unsearching series. If these words have touched you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe so this circle of seeing may continue to grow.